Plans to give working families childcare tax breaks slammed for being unfair.
This is ITV News with Charlene White.
Good afternoon. The Chancellor has been accused of delivering a snub to stay-at-home parents with the launch of a new childcare scheme designed to help working parents. Households with a combined income of up to £300,000 will get up to £1,200 of childcare costs per child per year. The proposals will offer support to families from 2015, but critics warn that more than 1 million families will lose out. Our Deputy Political Editor Chris Shipp has more. Well, Chris, of course, there is that criticism that whilst high earners would be eligible for the scheme, those who stay at home could lose out. OK, Chris, thanks very much. Paul Gascoigne has been fined more than £1,000 following a drunken incident at a railway station. In court this morning, the former England footballer admitted assault and charges of being drunk and disorderly. Paul Davies reports. The Metropolitan Police has apologised to the family of the newspaper seller who died during the G20 riots 4 years ago. Ian Tomlinson was hit with a baton and pushed to the ground. Today, the force admitted responsibility for his death and paid his family a settlement. Well, Juliet Bremner is at Scotland Yard for us. Juliet, Mr Tomlinson's widow described this as close to justice as they'll get, but it's been a long time coming for them, hasn't it? So, is this an end to all of this now? As many as 1 million workers could be employed on controversial 0 hours contracts. That's 4 times more than the official estimate. The contracts have attracted criticism as they offer no guarantee of regular hours or regular pay. The Business Secretary has ordered a review and says he fears some contracts exploit workers. Sajal Karia has more. Well, I'm joined now by our business editor, tracks for a while, and there are both arguments for and against.
There absolutely are. There's no doubt they're becoming more common, and the recession has played its part in that because it's been harder for employers to feel confident enough that they'll have the business to be able to take people on full time. But there's a huge range of experience. You know, if you're an experienced nurse and you're part of a nursing bank, or people who just literally from one day to the next don't know whether or not they're going to get paid.
What's going to do about this?
Well, it's interesting here. Vince Cable has said he's ordering a review, but we've learnt this morning there are...
OK, thanks very much, Laura. Right, still to come. But first, the Prime Minister says he has serious concerns over the growing disputes with Spain over Gibraltar. The Spanish authorities increased checks at the border last week, and yesterday officials announced they were considering a €50 levy to cross in and out of the British territory. Lewis, firm words from the Prime Minister this morning. This isn't the first time that they've had problems, is it? And for more on Gibraltar, including when and why the rock became a British territory, go to our website, itv.com/news. Right now, at a news conference in central London, scientists are serving up a very special burger. It costs £250,000 and it's the first to be made entirely in a laboratory. Scientist turned chef Professor Mark Post produced the burger from cow stem cells grown in a special broth. Well, the aim is to eventually find a cheaper and more efficient way to match the growing demand for meat. But can something grown in a lab ever really replace meat? Well, joining me now is Ed Beddington from the Meat Information Organisation. Thanks very much to you both for joining us. Actually, we've got some EULA of the burger. Be cruelty-free, though, because some animals have to be killed in order to provide the bovine stem cells.
Sure. I mean, when you consider keeping a small herd to take these stem cells...
Ed, Ben makes a very good point there. I mean, we are a growing population. I think by 2060, it'll be 9.5 billion people on the earth, and it's virtually impossible to feed everyone with the amounts. It seems like a step forward.
Possibly in terms of economic benefits, environmental benefits, despite the fact people talk about what are we left with and what happens to all the cows.
It's antibiotics, salmonella. It could be a healthier choice for humans.
Well, that's hard. I've had one description as why don't we paint a piece of string and call it mince?
The science is there. It's now being perfected.
Ben and Ed, thank you very much for joining us. HSBC, Europe's biggest bank, has announced a 10% increase in half-year profits to £9.2 billion. The bank said the performance was partly down to savings made during its restructure. And finally this lunchtime, England's cricketers could retain the Ashes today, but Australia refusing to give them the urn without a fight. Alistair Cook's side only need a draw at Old Trafford, but lost 3 key wickets this morning and are now relying on the British weather to save them from defeat. The Steve Scott is at Old Trafford. Tense times there. A reminder of our main stories this lunchtime. Well, that's it this lunchtime. Alistair Stewart and Nina Hussain will be here with the ITV News at 6:30. Coming up, the national weather and the news where you are. But for now, from everyone here, enjoy your afternoon. Goodbye.